Well, this is going to be a tricky one, isn't it? Kingdom Hearts, but just the dumb bits? That sounds like saying I'd like to discuss Rolf Harris, but just the noncy stuff. But nevertheless, I will endeavour to do so let's shake our heads vigorously to kill as many of our brain cells as possible. One sec. Oh god, I'm dizzy now. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1. The game begins with our abnormally large-footed protagonist Sora being trapped in some kind of Disney dimension with a 100-foot demon called Darkseid. I don't know if it's meant to be Sora's Darkseid or what. If it is, I dread to think what he's done. Maybe the kind of heinous crime that would lead someone to disassociate from their life and lose themselves in fantasy perhaps. Maybe he booted a hedgehog over a fence. After twatting Darkseid with a stick, we awake on Destiny Island with Sora's friends, Kairi and Riku. Apparently they want to build a raft to escape. Now I don't know about you viewer, but if I found myself trapped on a tropical paradise, my first thought would be, how do I escape from this hellhole? Kairi tells Sora to gather the things they'll need to build a raft, but there's boats right here. Why not just take one of those? Surely they'd hold up better than a shaky plank of wood tied together with string built by a bunch of children. Riku challenges Sora to a race. The winner gets to name the boat. So we choose to go for HMS Nonce. Riku also throws in another suggestion.
And if you win,
I get to share the Palpoo with Kairi.
huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Palpoo with Kairi.
Wait a minute.
What? Is no one going to ask Kairi about this? Is Riku the Kingdom Hearts version of Bill Cosby? We absolutely smash Riku in the race due in part to the fact that he just stands in the bushes like a peeping Tom as we run past. Next up, we have to gather provisions for the trip. We need 1 seagull egg, 3 mushrooms, 2 coconuts, 3 fish and a bottle of water. How long do you think it will take to cross the sea in a raft? Because if it's going to be any more than 12 hours, I'm going to assume that they'll all have to resort to drinking their own piss and eventually cannibalism. Later that night, the island is hit by a terrible storm. Oh no, someone go and protect the HMS Nonce!
Oh no, the raft!
Sora! Dinner's ready! Come on down! Sora?
Spare a thought for Sora's mum because that is the last we hear from her. I imagine while Sora is travelling across worlds having adventures, she is on a doomed mission to find out what happened to her beloved child. But wait, Disney, am I right? Anyway, Riku says some cryptic shite implying he knew what would happen, and suddenly a keyblade appears in Sora's hand. This must be the least practical weapon ever. One thwack and that thing would get stuck in an enemy, and then what? Sora charges headfirst with his hair spikes? Funny but ineffective. We find a magical door, and when we go through, we see a drugged up Kairi being sucked through into a portal. Riku must have managed to slip the Palpoo fruit to her. Heartless, which are like nightmare rabbits, start raining from the sky and Darkseid reappears. After twatting him in the head with his key, Sora also gets sucked up and wakes up in an alleyway with something licking his face. Weird, that's how I woke up last night. He's in Traverse Town, a kind of interdimensional dumping ground for those whose planets have been wrecked by the Heartless. After joining this security moogle on his patrol, we bumble around Traverse Town for fucking ages before we're attacked by Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. What is this? Is Sora about to get decimated by a Guardian Force? Am I high? I mean, well, I am high, but I don't know if it's connected to this. Squall, Leon apparently, literally lays Sora out and then Yuffie shows up. Tell you what, if Bugenhagen is in this game, I will lose my fucking mind. Turns out Leon was just testing us. Sora goes buck wild in protest for a bit before leaving and being crushed by flying Disney IP. It's Donald and Goofy, who will be joining us on our perilous journey from here on out, because obviously, if you're thinking of Disney characters who could accompany Sora, you definitely go for the redneck dog and the exhibitionist duck. Together we beat the second boss guard armor who flings his limbs about manically like a dislocated drunk at a rave. Sora is so happy when he wins that he gives a big smile.
That's one funny face.
I've got a funny face. You look like the result of the unholy union between Shaggy and Scooby-Doo. So apparently our mission is to travel from world to world defeating the Heartless, but to get there we have to use the gummy ship.
Autobot, the gummy ship, yeah.
Right, well, to be honest, I hate the gummy ship. I don't really know how to create them. The levels are really boring and long, so yeah, that intro feels a bit silly now. Tell you what, let's speed through this section while I sing a song I wrote about Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts, open your mind and hear my song. Hold me, Goofy, and insert your... Oh, we're here, right. Well, I'll finish the song later, don't worry. The next world is Wonderland, which is based on the work of famous and weirdly socially acceptable nonce Charles Dodgson, aka Lewis Carroll. As an aside, isn't it odd that if a nonce is talented enough, people will just look past their crimes? Lewis Carroll, Michael Jackson. If Rolf Harris had written more bangers on his didgeridoo, people would still be blaring out Two Little Boys today. We follow an unpunctual rabbit into the bizarre room and have a chat with a knob, which is a little bit like what you're doing now, listener. We need to get small to fit, so Sora decides to drink a strange vial of liquid. Now, I'd just like to point out on the record that drinking strange liquids in houses associated with nonces is a bad idea. We get lucky though, and rather than being immediately paralysed, we shrink down and are able to make it through to the Queen's castle. Alice is on trial and the Queen accuses her of assassination. It's up to us to find proof that it was actually the Heartless that did it. When we reveal the truth, the Queen acts like a fatter, uglier Robert Mugabe and sentences Alice to death anyway. She sets her guards on us, who we twat with reckless abandon, but wait, someone kidnapped Alice while we were distracted. We run back to the bizarre room where we have to fight the Trickmaster. I feel sorry for this guy. He just marches around, happy as Larry, singing his heart out, and we beat the shit out of him for no apparent reason. Quick thought, rather than faffing around trying to hit him whilst contending with the game's awful platforming, why didn't we just turn big again? We could have flossed our teeth with the jaunty little bellend. Our reward for beating the Trickmaster is that we unlock the keyhole. This bit always creeped me out. The knob yawns and we just jam the key into his mouth. It feels a little non-consensual, but by sealing the keyhole, Sora helps the situation in some undefined way, and with Alice still kidnapped, we set off to our next world, Olympus Coliseum. We meet Phil. Now, anyone who knows their classical mythology will recognise that Phil is a satyr, but his design's not quite right. There's something missing, something big. It's on the tip of my tongue. You know what, viewer? Google it yourself, in private browsing mode. There's some kind of fighting tournament going on, but Phil won't let us take part because we aren't heroes. Fortunately though, we meet Hades, who gives us a pass into the tournament. I want to go on record again that accepting gifts from strange touchy men is a bad idea. Sora has to fight Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, who has agreed to fight for Hades because he believes that he might be able to help him find Ares. Hades wants Cloud to beat us and Hercules. Why he thinks that one hormonal boy with a big sword will be able to beat a demigod, I'm not sure. Cerberus turns up and ruins the fight by setting Cloud's grundle alight, so Sora, Donald and Goofy take him on. As an aside, when I was a tiny Sir Richard, with the faintest hint of a moustache on my face, maybe 7 or 8, this was the first boss fight that caused me to have a tantrum. However, I'm a big boy now and I don't tantrum anymore. I'm done! Why are you saying that I do? I don't want to do the video now. Well, we've funded Cerberus' head a few times and his job done.
I still can't believe that Squirt actually beat Cerberus.
Just between us, I'd already worn Cerberus down by the time the little guy jumped in.
Oh, piss off, you ginger ball bag. We crash land into our next world, Deep Jungle. Sora gets assaulted by a tiger, but is fortunately saved by a weirdo in a loincloth. Due to the language barrier, Sora mistakenly believes that this sweaty half-naked man knows where Riku and Kairi are. Just another thing to put on the record, don't take advice from half-naked sweaty man wearing loincloths, there you go. We eventually find Donald and Goofy, but Donald has the absolute hump with Sora. Just pluck him and have him with some pancakes and plum sauce. You are higher on the food chain than he is, Sora. The posh hunter with the fetching mustache says that the gorillas might have Riku and Kairi. Listen, Sora, if the gorillas have got him, they're already dead. Gorillas are vicious. They would have pulled Kairi's arms off and beaten her to death with them before you could say pow poo. Tarzan asks the gorillas about our friends, but they turn their back on us. Too good for us, are ya? Well, I'm definitely going to be buying far more products with palm oil in them from now on. Oh god, do we really need this upskirt shot of Tarzan? I don't want to see his sweaty ballsack. Goofy. Goofy. Get out of the way, Goofy. Get out the way, Goofy, you twat! Turns out Riku and Kairi were never here, and the mustachioed hunter Clayton just wanted some monkey meat and has made a pact with the Heartless to make it happen. Boss time. Clayton bobs around in the air and looks absolutely ridiculous. Turns out he's riding an invisible stealth snake. We make it through the fight by the seat of our skiddy underpants, but we do manage to beat him. How do the gorillas thank us for saving them? By tossing us into the sky. Fucking gorillas. Next time, I'm letting them die. We seal another keyhole and we get to leave the frustrating hellscape that is Deep Jungle. Now, I could have spent 20 minutes complaining about the fucking diabolical platforming in this bit, but I'm a nice guy and I won't subject you to that. It's fucking wank though, because... No, Richard, move on. Agrabah is next, and we see Maleficent explaining to Jafar that she needs Jasmine kidnapped because all 7 princesses of Heart are required to open a door. Apparently she's never heard of a locksmith, but there you go. At least that explains why Alice was kidnapped, right? But wait, Alice wasn't a princess. She was just some random girl who happened to know a creative nonce. Get your story straight, Maleficent. We find Aladdin and his little monkey mate drowning in sand and being attacked by Heartless. Aladdin gives his lamp a rub to summon the genie and then uses one of his 3 wishes to get rid of the Heartless. Mate, that is such a colossal waste of one of your 3 wishes. Sora has killed thousands of these little bastards. He has thunder, 1 button, and they're all dead. Donald. For fuck's sake, Donald, get a grip. Together we track down Jasmine, but Iago the parrot steals Aladdin's lamp and gives it to Jafar. Seriously, mate, this is why I always wear a fanny pack. Jafar absconds into the Cave of Wonders, so we follow him in and it's boss time. Just an aside, but with so many of Kingdom Hearts' bosses, the challenge is just getting to them. The genie, who Jafar is in control of, just bumbles about like a drunk trying to find his way home at 3 AM and poses no threat whatsoever. Jafar zips around the battlefield whenever you get close enough to him, making it difficult to lay a glove. It's not a hard boss fight, just fucking annoying. Jafar then wishes to become a genie. Wait, what? Why would he wish to become a genie? He's gonna have to live in a lamp. Why couldn't he just ask to be all-powerful? Why can't anyone in this game wish properly? Look, I'll show you. I wish I was playing a better game. Whoa! Kingdom Hearts has just turned into Playboy the Mansion on PS2. I did say better game. I think my genie might have weird taste. Oh, look, Aladdin, it's Jasmine. You must be pretty happy. Oh, you're not even going to check for a pulse? Oh, never mind. We then have to fight Jafar in genie form, seal the keyhole, and then escape on a flying carpet as the cave collapses around us. Apparently Maleficent managed to kidnap Jasmine. Not sure when that happened. Probably when Aladdin left her lying on the floor like a pair of soiled boxer shorts. 2 princesses in and it's not looking good, Brev. And things get worse when the gummy ship ends up getting swallowed by a giant whale, who I can only assume mistakes us for a swarm of plankton or something. Inside we find Geppetto and Pinocchio. And can I just say I've got major suspicions about Geppetto. He makes a wooden doll of a little boy for some undisclosed reason, and now he's trapped inside a whale with Sora, another little boy. One sec, let me just make a call. Yeah, is that Operation U-Tree? Yeah, no, I think you missed one actually. Monstro is a disgusting psychedelic horror show, like dropping acid in a fishmonger's. You pop in and out of these sphincters through confusingly laid out rooms filled with disgusting pulsating splotches. Oh, it's fucking gross. Donald, could you leave that barrel please? I need it to get to a platform. Donald! Oh, thank you, Goofy. Oh. So we go from room to room, entering more sphincters than the world's busiest proctologist before entering the bowels. That's right, this level is complete shit. We fight a quick easy boss fight and then enter this large sphincter in the bowels, which I can only presume is the anus. Once inside, we see Riku stealing away with Geppetto's real boy. I have no idea what he wanted with Pinocchio, but after a fairly challenging boss fight with a parasite cage, we save the day. We then get a very confusing cutscene where all is explained. The 7 princesses of heart will open a door which will lead to the heart of all worlds, and somehow this leads to profit. Also, Riku has Kari, but she's a vegetable now. The next world on our adventure is Atlantica, and the party get turned into sea creatures. Oh look, Goofy is a turtle. Delightful. Unfortunately, everything else in this world is complete and utter pain. It's a bitch to navigate around. Certain areas have currents which bash you around like a turd in a U-bend, and the combat is even more imprecise than usual. We meet Ariel, who shows us to her grotto. Oh god, she's a hoarder. Is there not some kind of like squid therapist she could go and see for this? If she doesn't do something soon, she'll be swimming around in a room full of Q-tips and use Johnny's before you know it. Ursula, who I think is an octopus, although they normally have only the one chin, so I'm not sure, convinces Ariel to steal her dad's trident in exchange for help getting to the other worlds. Obviously this is a lie, and Sora has to clean up the mess with a giant boss fight. Ursula expands to the size of a skyscraper, and Sora buzzes around her chins taking pot shots while she tries to eat him. Why she doesn't just bitch slap him out of the air, and then wipe the remnants of him onto the back of her black Momo, I'll never know. After defeating Ursula, we return to Ariel's grotto as the keyhole was there all along underneath a pile of discarded milk cartons and sanitary pads. We can now leave, and honestly, thank fish Jesus for that. Halloween Town now, and when we get there we find the town is filled with friendly Heartless. Jack Skellington is not happy about this, as he wanted them to be scary, so he works with Professor Finkelstein to try and create a heart for the Heartless. Is that a good idea? They do devour worlds, you know. Fortunately, the heart is missing a couple of key ingredients, memory and surprise. Wait, aren't hearts just like blood and gristle? Is that a toilet or a bidet? Do these guys defecate? I don't really want to think about that. Sora agrees to help Jack create the heart. Why? Why would he do this? That is absolutely mental. They don't know Jack or what his intentions with the Heartless are. This is why you don't give a child whose best friend is a dog unimaginable power. We get some flowers from Sally, which apparently give the heart memory, I don't know why, and we get a jack-in-a-box from the mayor, which represents surprise. But before Finkelstein can fix the heart, he gets robbed by Oogie Boogie's henchmen, one of which looks alarmingly like Jared Leto's Joker, which is a bit weird. We head over to Oogie Boogie's torture chamber. Wait, what? He's got a torture chamber? That's a bit hardcore, innit? What's he gonna do? Thumbscrew Donald Duck? Use the pear of anguish on Goofy? Google it. Boss time. Oogie Boogie munches down the fake heart and uses it to control the Heartless. How? Fucked if I know. What I do know is Sora shanks open his stomach and watches his guts spill out onto the floor. Jesus Christ, when did Sora become Ronnie Cray? With the keyhole sealed, we can move on from Halloween Town, and if you thought this was dark, it's about to get much, much worse. When I was here, I wanted to be there. When I was there, all I could think about was getting back into the woods. I'm here a week now, waiting for a mission, getting softer. Every minute I stay in this room, I get weaker. Every minute Pooh squats in the bush, he gets stronger. Throughout the game, we've been collecting pages for the Book of Pooh. No, it's not a guide to IBS, it's Winnie the Pooh in the 100-Acre Wood. We meet the titular character who is contemplating ending it all after losing his friends and his honey. Oh god, this is grim. We head to his house and find that he's starving to death. Just gonna air out the house a bit, smells a bit fecal in here. We meet Piglet, who is convinced that we're gonna eat him, because the 100-Acre Wood has gone full Lord of the Flies. Rabbit has barricaded himself into his house to protect himself from looters, but Pooh tunnels into Rabbit's home and steals his food, leaving Rabbit to starve. Might makes right in this world. Pooh eats so much of Rabbit's food that he gets stuck. Oh, I'm getting the word stepsister, I don't know why. Tigger arrives and starts destroying Rabbit's crops just for fun. Once Tigger is finished, he'll salt the earth so that nothing will ever grow here again. Pooh spots Eeyore floating dejectedly in the water. Someone has taken his tail as a grizzly trophy. God, who knew all the edge in this game was hidden in the 100-Acre Wood? We finally head to Pooh's muddy path. Ugh. We find the aforementioned bear walking in circles following his own footsteps, seemingly lost in madness. We have to help Pooh round up the remaining inhabitants of the 100-Acre Wood and trap them in this bamboo prison. I dread to think what he intends to do with them afterwards. And thus ends the nightmarish tale of the 100-Acre Wood. The things that Sora witnessed here will haunt him till his dying days. The horror. The horror. On our way to the next world, we get press ganged by pirates. All of them to base a world on the film Captain Phillips. But no, it's Neverland. We find a drugged up Kyrie and get thrown into the brig. There we find a very sinister and porcine looking Peter Pan, who's looking for Wendy, so we team up. Captain Hook appears to be taking orders from Riku, who is a 15-year-old boy, need I remind you? We fight our way through the ship and eventually find Captain Hook, who tells us that Riku has already fucked off with Kyrie. Hook demands the Keyblade and has taken Tinkerbell hostage. Mate, I don't even know what that little thing is. Set it on fire for all I care. It's all good though, because Peter Pan shanks Captain Hook right in the anus and feeds him to the alligators. Okay, lesson learned, don't fuck with Peter Pan. Peter suggests that Sora should bring Kyrie to Neverland when she's rescued. Don't do it, Sora. Did you not see that documentary? We seal the keyhole and we must leave Neverland. Sora is becoming a teenager and for some reason I feel like he's getting too old for this place. We're getting close to the end now with Hollow Bastion, and Riku steals Sora's Keyblade. Oh no, this has got to be the lowest moment of Sora's life. Well, at least we still got Donald and Goofy, right? Wait, Donald and Goofy go off with Riku and leave Sora in the dirt? That's ruthless. What happened to friendship, you Judases? Turned out they only liked us for our massive key. Well, we'll go off with Beast then, see how you like that. Come on, Beast, let's go. Beast.
What is this?
Beast, just step over it, Beast. Beast, just step over it, Beast. Beast, right, that's it. When I find Belle, I'm gonna say you eloped with one of the dwarves from Snow White. We catch up with Riku and look who comes crawling back, the dog and the duck. Don't think you're forgiven. First chance you're getting shanked in the anus like Captain Hook was. Riku gets a Wish.com Power Ranger outfit, but it's not enough to stop him getting keyed by Sora, and after he's defeated he runs off like a little bitch. Whoa! It's time for the showdown with Maleficent, who, after taking a few key belts to the face, goes full dragon. Now this boss is fucking hard. The strategy I used was to combine Aero, which reduces damage taken, and spam Tinkerbell, which heals over time. Then I just wailed on her. It's not the most elegant tactic, but I'm not the most elegant man. Unlike me though, eventually it gets the job done. With Maleficent down, it's Riku versus Sora 2. This time it's hormonal. Donald goes apeshit but gets twatted away like a duck fly. Riku is possessed by some fella called Ansem. the real villain behind everything, and he needs Kyrie's heart, which is inside Sora for some reason. He wants to use the heart to open a door which will lead to everlasting darkness, which is profitable for him. The fight is utter bullshit though, and it takes over an hour of me banging my head against this shitty brick wall. I hope you know I suffered for you, viewer. I'm kind of like Jesus, but Jesus had a scraggly beard and I've got a neat moustache, so I'm like a better groomed Jesus. After the fight, Sora is as sick of it all as I am because he commits seppuku. This unlocks Kyrie's heart and turns Sora into a heartless. Wait, why did this happen? Did Sora lose his heart as well? Was Kyrie's heart his heart? And why didn't Kyrie turn into a heartless before when she had no heart? If you know the answer to this, please do not explain it in the comments section. I only have a handful of brain cells left. Heartless Sora catches up with the group and Donald bonks him on the head, but somehow Kyrie recognises him. How? As far as I could see, Sora's heartless didn't have massive feet or a little anime haircut. So Kyrie brings Sora back to life. Wait, what? How does this make sense? I am so fucking lost at this point. This is never explained and it just happens. Is Kyrie Jesus? Or is Sora Jesus? Or am I Jesus? 5 out of 10. Too many Jesuses. Or Jezi? Oh, I don't know. Leon, Yuffie and Ares show up for some reason and tell us to seal Hollow Bastion's keyhole, saying if we do that, all the worlds that were destroyed will come back and we'll no longer be able to travel between worlds. But wait a minute. That means we'll never be able to see Phil again. No! We arrive at the end of the world, and after slogging through a boss rush far too dull for my purposes, we arrive back at Destiny Island from the start of the game. We find Ansem on the beach who brings out his persona for boss time, and trust me, it's the first of about 69 phases. After beating the first 3 phases, Ansem transports us to some kind of abyss and says this is Kingdom Hearts. Is it? What does that mean? What does it do? This will never be explained throughout the fucking 500 games in this bastard series. For the last phase, Ansem turns into a huge body horror titan. He transports Goofy into a realm of darkness. Gorsh, my brain can't handle the cosmic horror. I'm losing my mind, gorsh. Then it's Donald's turn. Kill me. Once we rescue them, the old and completely unbalanced team are back together and we beat Ansem once and for all. Ansem demands Kingdom Hearts fill in with darkness. Can it do that? Sora insists that Kingdom Hearts is light. Is it? Is Kingdom Hearts the door, or is it what's behind the door? I have no fucking idea. Ansem opens the door and gets his face melted off like the Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sora needs to close the door, but his weak little noodle arms are just not up to it. Suddenly, Riku appears from the other side and offers to sacrifice himself to close the door. But it's not enough. If only we had a saviour, a hero who could show up in the nick of time. Wait, is that who I think it is?
Your Majesty!
Now, Sora, let's close this door for good.
Close that trap!
But
Don't worry. There will always be a door to the light.
And with that, we can close the door on Kingdom Hearts 1. I have no idea what any of that meant, or why Mickey Mouse was wielding a weapon, or what drove Pooh into a murder frenzy, but what I do know is that if you like this video, then you should like, subscribe, watch the other videos on this channel. You see, Sir Richard Pitchard is light, and also darkness. Mainly darkness. In fact, to be fair, exclusively darkness. Bye! Tonk. Donald gets behind me without a sound. He's that kind of fella, 'cause no reach around. Whack.